Hey fans, we think we're gonna have to start over. Which strangely we don't mind since we're having fun and since, well, we have the time. We think, okay, we can't find her video, so instead of looking for it, it might be in my phone. I can't find it. Maybe I'll look for it. I don't feel like searching through it, so I'm just gonna, I feel like the amount of time I'd look to search for it, I'd be done with this video. Okay, so it said to manage or not now, and I hit manage, and I couldn't find it. I'm not gonna, I admit I haven't checked the entire thing. Okay, but anyway. Okay, so I went out today, and unfortunately I can't tell you, you know. I don't know what to push now if it says, well, oh, I had too much, I deleted a couple of old videos. So, anyway, it says, Nadia Monet with lips aflame. My lips are aflame. And, okay, get to the videos later. So anyway, well, next time I'll press not now. And if I can't find it, I'll check later if it's deleted. His other videos are there. You know, I'll just keep redoing. I have the patience of the time. All right, so I went out today, and unfortunately, I can't tell you the name. Maybe I will later. Much, much later. So, okay, so I went way over to the valley, way down under, way on the other side. And, you know, it's where, you know, you get, you know, sick of s'mores stench. You know, s'mores, the graham crackers with, the chocolate. You get sick of that stench. So you just get sick of s'mores stench. And, you know, and it's way on and down in the valley. Anyway, so anyway, I left a couple hours early. And, I left a couple hours early because I figured, you know, it's gonna, you know, I don't know how long it'll take me to get there. You know, if there are roadblocks, you know, I might get lost as usual. So I get there like yeah, 2 hours early. And I know it was definitely after 9 when I got there. Maybe after 10, maybe close to 10:30, I don't know. But I got there an hour early. And okay, so as I was driving into the into the parking lot, all of these cars are well, first of all, let me explain. Remember how I said July 27th? That's when all these businesses or not all these businesses, that's when Busick, this is before I even knew. Now this is when Busick told him, well, Busick and his employees, you know, they let Home Depot, Walmart, Schmabers know that he fired me, you know, as a patient. So they've been lurking around, not just Anthem Hip facilities, but lurking around because they know I wanted, not needed this other service. They've been lurking around even non-insured businesses for the service I want. Now, the service I want is not dental because my dental is insured. It's a different service. And I'm not saying it's Busick's or any type of Busick's service, but this type of service isn't insured. And so they've been lurking since July 27th, and I didn't even know till last week because I thought about looking for a new service, a new business since right before Labor Day. So they've been lurking, just like with last week when I went to this certain business at the Pond of Poison. I had no appointment. I drove out there to get an appointment, and they were all lurking and waiting and jumping out of the buildings, remember? Threatening and stuff. And so that's what they're doing at these other businesses where my insurance isn't even covered. And they contacted all these businesses and told them, hey, about Nadia, she might be coming out. And it starts at the neighbors. Since they can't track me, the neighbors will all text them all and say, hey, she's going out somewhere. We don't know we know which category, which service, but we don't know which business. So they send all their stalkers out to all the businesses. There's a lot of them, but I don't think there's not like dozens and dozens or hundreds. A lot less than I thought. But they send a stalker out, maybe at least one, teach business. And remember, they walked into these businesses in late July and badmouthed me to them. And now, the staff is texting them saying, hey, Nadia's here. And the stalkers are also at Home Depot. They're also reminding them that, hey, oh, Nadia's getting ready. Remember that girl? Oh, and the employees are also Googling us and trying to use stuff they find, like petty school children, the old ladies and stuff, even the young ones, trying to relive out their high school non-glory days. They're also Googling patients and contacting criminals and mildew and mold they know that don't like us. And look, you see what I mean? It's their decision. I was right. When it's their decision, if they look for us first and they contact Home Depot and Walmart, and that's not what happened here. I'm giving you an example. If they Google a patient before we come out there just to spy and see us, not be helpful, any medical conditions, they read like they read my blog and they contact Home Depot and Walmart. Look, see, they're attractive females, they judge us right away. They're like, we're going to be mean to her. Even at rape, kidnapping victims, racist victims, and look at their mindset. That shows you that, hey, they don't even know a female. They see the picture. They decide to torture and torment us, try and, harass us, this, that. Instead of feel sorry for the victim and show compassion, that's their immediate response, is to attack the girl. They also did a poll a while ago with the jury saying jurors convict attractive female defendants because they're jealous. Even if that attractive female is innocent, they convict them. Like 70-80% of them do, the jury. And they're not impartial. They're supposed to be. And then a frumpy old woman, they they go ahead and they find her not guilty. So I guess I'm a part of that too. In the racist industry. Okay, so anyway, in the revenge and racist industry. And okay, so anyway, I go to this down in the valley place, and it's next to an Italian restaurant and nestled in between an Italian restaurant and a pastry restaurant, which I debated and going to at the end, but I decided to stick to my diet. Anyway, I go down there as I'm driving in. All these circles of stalker cars are there, and big surprise. So that means obviously my point is to show you how mentally ill they are. They're that obsessed, and I'm like, so this is supposed to make me want to commit suicide? If at all, this makes me want to live. It makes me feel special. I mean, it's like an ego boost. How is this supposed to make me feel suicide? Like, or I mean, no, I don't know. You fellow stalking victims, would this make you feel suicidal? Oh, I can't take. Hell yeah, I'd love this because we get even by telling your secrets up here when you have bad intentions for us. Because it doesn't affect me. It's not affecting me. It's not affecting me to any degree where I want to end my life. Told you I find a way to work around it. through you, over you, and through you. Fly over you. I don't have a speed turbo, what do you call it? One of those speed turbo boats, the speed boats, turbos. With, one of those wooden skateboarders use. Those wooden things that a turbo speedboat goes, and flies over you. But anyway, stalker cars driving around, stalkers in the parking lot, yelling. I don't know what they were saying. Really, is mumbling. I really wasn't paying attention. I was thinking about the pastries and stuff. Thinking about getting one because I feel happy, like celebrating. I kept walking, and anyway, so I walk in, and again, there's a stalker there. I don't know if it's a real patient or what. She's there to like block the entrance. She's standing at the reception area. Anyway, so they tell me to fill out my info on the iPad, and I go and I sit down, and before I park my car, before I even enter this establishment, where the smell, you just get so sick of s'mores, the stench of it. Anyway, all the parking spaces are filled again. The one crappiest one way at the end, because they want to make us people with leg injuries, war injuries, handicap, crippled, paralyzed, people like us, they make fun of and laugh at mentally handicapped. And they lie and say, I do. They do. Proof right there. They want to keep me injured and force me to walk far. Even in the winter, they want me to do that. So anyway, they do that. And all the parking spaces are filled when they're yelling outside and driving outside. And they're trying to act all clever and smart. Yeah, look at me, I'm up here telling all their stuff. Okay, so anyway, yeah, they really thought it would stop this video. So I think it's so funny. They're gaining nothing out of it, and I keep coming up here and telling on them. So anyway, so I go in there, and there's a lady blocking them. I don't know if she's a real patron. And they told me to fill out, like an application on the iPad. And then, again, this is fraud. I made the appointment yesterday. There's no way there's any time to make real appointments. So these are fake walk-ins, fake consultations. Just like with the previous other place, fake medical emergency, stuff like that. And all of them start coming in. And they're all helped before me, and I had an appointment. I don't know if it's because my service is different from theirs. But yeah, and they're all yelling and screaming, including the staff, with the witches laughing. Oh, my weak knees, or my hurt knees. Try about me, making fun of my knee injury to make sure I know that, they were contacted by Home Depot, Walmart, and Scuzz neighbors in July and reminded as I was driving here. And also to show that they're, immoral, unethical, unprofessional, doing outrageous, really rude, disrespectful things. And they hit me here too. So please, I wonder how the cockroaches feel if they got hit back, swatted. So please do that with the cockroaches. Anyway, see, they're violent and threatening. Anyway, I go and they're all helped. And then some weird lady follows me in. And I guess it's like a fake bribe. She starts talking to me saying, oh, are you cold? Oh, do you need a blanket? Oh, yeah, I came here early because, all of, the roadblocks, yeah, I don't take the highway either because I told her I don't take the highway. And then she was like, oh, I'm going to be coming back too, like next week. And then I'll come back again. And I don't know if she was hinting that she knew what plan I was going to be taking, if she knew that, hey, they already told me ahead of time that you're going to come back next time and next time and next time. She's hinting that she knew my treatment plan. for getting the kinks out of my neck or what massage, how many sessions I would have to have, you know, or, you know, massaging, you know, the kinks out of my, spraying out of my feet or what. But, you know, she said, I don't know why. She said, that's weird. Patrons don't say that. Oh, I'll be back next week, and then I'll come back again. And then I'm like, she's acting like I know her. I'm her granddaughter, and I asked her that. I thought that was weird. Anyway, she's trying to hint that, I'm trying to tell you that you're gonna have to come again and again, you know, because the staff told me, along with Home Depot, Walmart. Anyway, I don't know. Maybe there's another reason. But yeah, again, and then they try and annoy me by keep talking when they can't do, you know, when they can't do, you know, this. Physical noises. They and they'll start screaming those noises and then words with the noises. If they can't poke us, hit us, or do this, break glass, slam doors, which is exactly what they did. They were banging walls and stuff, and hitting me in the chair again. Do it back to them. Anyway, the cockroaches swat them again. Okay, so anyway, I go in there and yeah, she just keeps talking and talking. And she's annoying herself, and they try and annoy me and stuff. And then they all get helped. And I'm the one with the appointment. And those have to be all fake walk-ins. Because like 5 or 6 of them came in right after me. Fake walk-ins, fake consultations. That's fraud. So please, you know, complain on my behalf. Say it happens to you. Say you go to these places and you got treated the same way. You got pushed and kicked around. And they're not helping you. They're, you know, racism, stuff like that. And you witnessed mine, and you witnessed other people's, other races too. And say that they do it with you too. They also kick and hit you too. Everything I tell you, say that you witnessed it. Say you saw it with me, and say it happens to you too. Complain everywhere. Complain to your insurance company with this business, whether it's a Surian, you know, Farmers or whatever it's called, whatever insurance, you know, and company you're with. Anyway, I went and so yeah, then they went ahead and they called me back, and you know, it's way too, it's way too busy, so many employees back there, and then they're just following me around, trying to disguise it, you know, because they're afraid I'll come up here and tell, which I am and always will, and ask them about it, all this stuff, because they do not like it. That's one of the many reasons why they're trying to disguise it, because they don't like it. They're hoping that I won't come up here and tell. Well, they know I will, but they're hoping you won't question them about it. Well, they're doing it, so I'm going to report it right here. Anyway, even if I have to do it in code for now. But anyway, so I was getting these tests done, and they're talking about stupid, dumb, rude, disrespectful things, about different countries, not about immigration yet. They probably will, you know, talking about their personal lives, about their bed sheets, and they're right behind me. And, you know, stuff, they're all doing and saying things you don't normally say to patients. You know, employees are quiet and reserved. Even if it's in the beginning, normal things, they still don't. I've never been asked these things. And they're trying to, if you're comfortable, they're trying to poke and jab at you, which I don't feel that way. And everybody says that. They say they're bothering themselves. I go, exactly. And they're doing all the hard work. And the thing is, if it really bothered me, I wouldn't answer. or I would tell them, hey, stop, I'm trying to I'm trying to sleep, or I'm trying to, but hey, anyway, and they have like spy cameras because they knew what I was doing in the bathroom, and when I was watching TV. Anyway, they take me to a room, and the lady in there, she's fat. Don't you ever hit me again, you fat turd. Fat. Ugh. You're not even, she's not even a bitch. That's too much of a compliment. You a flat out dog. Bitch is like a strong woman. You are a fat dog and a pig. Anyway, I hope you guys know who I'm talking about. They're all fat. I don't know if all of them. Honestly, I didn't look at any of them when I went back there. I guess I just, I don't know. I don't focus on that. But her, she is fat. Not that I scoped her out, but she's, you know, it's hard to miss. But anyway, I'm guessing most of them are. Wouldn't it be funny if they found a spider's leg or spit bomb? And, you know, I bet they go to eat at these eateries right next to them or anywhere. I wonder how they'd feel, you know? If they found something delicious like that, a hairy spider's leg in their lunch. Anyway, I go and the whole entire time I'm laying back and sitting down, she's acting very violent. She kept kicking my chair. They're trying to downplay it. They're not kicking me in the head yet, and they will. And even the guy who came in later was kicking the bottom of my chair. I was like, motherfucker, you better watch it, because I will release your name someday. Anyway, and they're not even saying sorry. And, you know, to make sure I know, the Home Depot, Walmart, and this guy's neighbors told me, along with the rest of the previous businesses, you know. Because who does that? Imagine, I wonder how they would feel if they went to a restaurant or something, and the waitress was, like, slowly kneeing their thigh. This woman, where I went today, she's doing it in a violent way. Like, when I was laying down, now, I wasn't pushing back, but that's what it felt like she was doing. My arm was just laying there, and it wasn't even off the chair or anything. And she starts with her fat thigh pushing my arm, and it felt like we both were pushing against each other, but I wasn't. And she's like slow. She didn't say sorry. She kept pushing her thigh really hard, and my arm was staying in one spot. And I moved away to see what she'd do, see if she'd start crawling on top of me. I'm like, I don't swing that way. This ain't no porno. Not that there's anything wrong with being gay. You know, I'm not against gayism, you know. I'm just saying, you know, I'm not attractive. I want to see if she'd crawl over me. I was like, bitch, you better not do that. Anyway, I'm tired. She kept kicking my chair. And I went ahead and I took off my glasses. Not because I was afraid they'd hit them. I mean, I do what I want. I keep it on. And if anybody tries to hit them, I voice it. I tell them, hey, not, you know, stop hitting my glasses. But it felt, the way I was positioned, I don't know. Well, these glasses are different. These are tighter, and it was kind of itching the bridge of my nose. So I just took them off. And, I took them off. And, I took them off, and, yeah, so I was being examined and stuff. And they're screaming outside, most of the time. And, right outside the door. You know, immoral, rude, disrespectful, unethical, unprofessional, outrageous things that they would never do with another patron. And they came, and I go in, anyway, now I go in, part where I start putting my head down, they screamed really loud, so they want to show me that, hey, we're spying on you with cameras. And then the lady sitting behind me, her back was turned, and she somehow knew too. She shouldn't have been able to see that unless she's spying with me on a camera. And right after the girl screamed, when I started putting my head down from watching TV to go kind of take a snooze, because my head was, I didn't feel like keeping my head up, so I was trying to go to sleep. When I'm bored, I go to sleep. So anyway, then the lady behind me, when they start screaming outside, she's like, oh, hey, Nadia, he's gonna come in to show that, hey, I shouldn't have seen you put your head down. She's letting me know that, hey, I'm spying on you, just like all the other places. Obviously, meaning Home Depot, Walmart, and Scuzz, a neighbor's contact us. And, So they're waiting 45 days lurking in parking lots. Anthem Hip and Anthem Hip and Medicaid, and certain businesses that don't take insurance. But it's a certain type of business. It's not a variety of different. It's not like a grocery store, where they have different categories, or like a shopping mall where lots of different shops. It's just one specific category. These entire buildings only cater to one type of service. Like I said, it's not like a grocery store like Walmart, where there's clothes here and groceries here, stuff like that, and electronics there. It's not that type of business. It's a business that just deals with one topic, one service. Anyway, so yeah, screaming, stuff like that. And then he comes in, does his thing, and and then before he came in, again, trying to annoy me, and she's annoying herself. Again, asking a bunch of questions. That's what the stalkers tell him to do. Try and annoy her. If you can't hit her or pull her hair, slap her around, and you can't break glass and pound pound the walls and slam doors and break glass or anything, make physical noise. Or if you can't make physical noise or physically attack her, use your throat muscles. It's also ah! 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 I'm like, now what? I'm still doing the same thing. I'm still alive and I'm not moving. Ah! 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 Ooh! Ah! Ah! I'm like, I'm still here. But I love watching that. As sad as that sounds. I mean, I like to see them strain their voice muscles. I mean, you wonder what happened when they get home. Their voice is gone anyway. All over. It's just that I've never expended my energy on someone I hate. So obviously, you know what they say, if they don't say anything, that means obviously means they don't hate. If they don't say anything, that obviously if they don't say anything, that obviously means they hate you. But if they do spend time on you, that obviously means they care enough about you to love to hate you. So obviously they know I'm valuable. If they didn't think I was valuable, worthy, important, and special, they didn't value my opinion and stuff, they obviously, wouldn't be acting like that. It's better than them being silent, right? Anyway, so yeah, she's asking me, oh, where are you from? Oh, what country are you from? I said Texas. She said, oh, that's not a country, silly, and I didn't answer. That's not a country, silly, and I didn't answer. And then, where were you before you lived here? And married, got kids. See, what employee talks like this? Even though it's a fake friendly for now, they'll get more vicious. They do their dumb slowly tactic, like my mom says. And, which doesn't work, because, look, I'm here. Anyway, so I go, answer questions, and the guy comes in, does his thing, we talk, and, then I go to the bathroom, and they're pounding on the walls. They're actually pounding on the walls when I'm in the room, too. And, yelling, making sure it's loud, mumbling and screaming, making sure I can't hear clearly yet. Again, just talking about their personal lives, about like when was the last time they had fun in bed? When was the last time you had fun in bed with your guy? And then stuff like that. Isn't that considered weird, like rude? I mean, that's not normal, is it? So anyway, I never heard that before my stalking. Anyway, see, because of what's happening out there, they're just trying to fluff off the racism for now. They did a little bit at the end. It's like a foreshadowing of what they're going to do. Ooh, big surprise, because I'm going to be back up here telling, so. I think it's so cute and funny and pathetic how they try and back off a little, try and downplay it for now compared to what happened before. And they like they're pretending to act like it's getting them somewhere. And they know it's not going to. So nothing's ever going to change. So I'm not going to move or I'm staying up. I'm staying up and alive. Nadia is staying up. Nadia is here to stay up and alive forever. Lips of flame. Lips of flame on that. Anyway, so then I expected a big crowd in the bathroom, but they know when I'm done and stuff. They have a hidden camera. They're like hitting the walls every time I moved. And again, no one's that good of a guesser. Thermal camera, I don't know. If there was no hidden camera, it has something to do with radar and heat. And I'm not sure if I had my glasses on the whole time. Maybe if I had them on, it would, I don't know. I just took them. I forgot, and I took them off, and I set them down. Anyway, when it came out, the lady was waiting for me, and she said, this other lady can set you up, or can help you. Finish checking you out. So I sat down, and the entire time, like at the end, the employees were like, we want to get our measly 2 cents and our wimpy punches in too. Self-defense mechanism. Because I know they're going to get in trouble. And they think if they do a lot more at the end, more vicious attack at the end, somehow it'll save and schmave them. And they know it's not going to. And again, it's like a self-defense mechanism. Like, again, trailer trash, trailer park kind of behavior. Degrading, humiliating yourself. Begging someone, not to tell on them. After they've like pointed out their stretch marks and all their stitches from giving birth, and oh look, I'm so proud of this, acting, parading it around like, oh, it's a Harvard degree, or bragging that their child is born blind. Oh, I'd rather have him sightless. Oh, being born with sight, that's too challenging. Being blind, that's more fun and challenging. They can imagine. You're like, come on, that person is sour. They can't have it anyway. That's the way they act, like, oh, the way we're at, desperate, obsessed, psychopath, oh, begging, trying to bribe you into show, oh, yeah, even like, we would even scrub a floor next to you and lick your feet, just to be close to you and obsess after you and harass you if you just shut up. That's what their behavior. And they've done that before. Other places, like brooming and cleaning in front of. I'm like, oh my, I feel so embarrassed for them. I feel like saying, oh my God, man, you don't have to do that. Just go away. I mean, you don't have to broom and scrub the floor just to get me to keep quiet. I'm like, I feel so embarrassed for you. I feel hot, and sometimes I start sweating a little. Like a heat flash of embarrassment when you see someone. I'm like, oh my God. And they're treating themselves like as a to try and they're pretending to act like they feel bad and make Nadia feel happy, and then she'll shout, no, first of all, I don't care if you're treated bad or well. Number 2, I'm not like you. I don't get happy when bad things happen to people. Unless they personally attack me in some way, and I hate them and I'm mad at them. And in their case, I'm not. It's always like a third party. So I'm like, no, that doesn't make me happy. If they're making, their job hard for you. I'm like, no, I don't feel good. I think they know it. Well, actually, I know they know it. But again, I'm not cheap. Like, that's why we don't get along. I'm not cheap trailer trash. That's why we don't get along. I don't degrade and humiliate. The stuff they show, I would not be showing. That's stuff that I do not want people to know. I wouldn't want people knowing certain things bother me, because look what's happening now. What happens when the person keeps doing it and they don't care? There you go. No. Or here, no. Or none of that here. And anyway, yeah, wonder what would happen if you treated all these employees and their kids like that. And not just Home Depot and Walmart, but this place and all the other previous places. And obviously you are. Go harder. Yeah. And they say when they attack you more in gang stalking, that's because something bad is happening with them. You know, something's happening, you know. They're getting it more. They're getting, you know, the kick and the gander more, which they rightfully deserve. And yeah, look at the way of course you think you can treat people like this and not get, you know, a swift, you know, kick in your cockroach shell of a neck. Anyway, I wonder how their kids would feel and their grandkids and everything. And anyway, every time I asked the checkout lady a question, or every time she had to explain something, to make sure I knew Home Depot and Walmart were involved, of course, same tactic. All these employees would ask her something, interrupt, or they would start screaming so we couldn't hear each other. And then one of the girls screamed, yeah, just pretend blah, blah, and I couldn't hear the rest because another chick came and started screaming. And I was like, oh, she was told to say that to show me that Home Depot, Walmart, and Discuss neighbors are offended that I say they pretend to, and that's a lot of things. Like I say, they pretend to act like they're not embarrassed when they are. They pretend to act like, they're customers or patients at places. They pretend, I don't know. Something about what I say pretend lately they do not like. So keep doing it and keep asking them and use that word with them. You're pretending this, you're pretending that. And ask them, so do you, like, put your crotch right in front of their face and stand in front of them, good fans, my loyal lovelies, and ask these employees everywhere, besides Home Depot and Walmart and the Scuzz neighbors, say like, hey, so are you like jealous of girls? So do you like Google them before they come out to your workplace? And do you like contact people you know that don't like them even after they send stalkers in? Do you like to read? Are you like, were you popular in high school? Are you like reliving your non-glory years? Are you pretending that you're homecoming queen and that Nadia is the geek that you were? Like, were you unpopular? Were you geeky? Yeah, ask him that. Say, why would you treat a woman like that whose picture you saw? Say, is it a jury type of thing? Like, they'll probably be like, what? Be like, you know what? You know where jurors see an attractive female, they almost always they convict the woman even when she's innocent, but they won't convict a frumpy looking woman because they're like, oh, beautiful, you're just as ugly as us or you're below us, And that's true. They did a poll on all juries, like women who were in prison, the attractive one, even if they're innocent, they said 70-80% of the jurors will convict that woman of being guilty. Hey, same thing's happening to me, only, it's on the internet. It's on the internet, and bullying, harassment, racism, stuff like that. It's both jealousy and racism. I didn't even think it was jealousy, even after many people told me that. Even when the girls are all good, I thought a person could only, especially even women, because this is the way I think. I only thought women talk bad about each other behind their backs or attack them physically or emotionally, harass them the way they're treating me. Only if that person attacked them first. Like if they did something to hurt that person. Because the first time I heard this, my mom, when I worked at Home Depot, and they were bullying me online, calling me every name in the book, calling me a cunt, a sucker, punching me in the throat. Yeah, and the manager knew, and she didn't care. But if I did that, which I never did, I would have been fired. And I complained, and they even put my legal name up there. And she said, "Well, they're not putting your last name, are you?" I said, "Yes, they are." She said, "Oh, well, you might not be the only Nadia Monet." I was like, "See, I should have went to the police." And yeah, they're making fun of my makeup and stuff. And my mom told me that she said, "I think it's the first. I don't think that was the first time those girls made fun of your makeup. All these old ladies and younger, because they were putting a thumbs up, make fun of my makeup online at Home Depot." And that's the part they're not telling you. They bully and harass and threaten fellow coworkers and associates online, but they don't tell them. But if someone does that back or verbally, I don't know, confronts them, which I never did in the store or anywhere, nope, you are not allowed to do it because you are just a number. You are just a female. You're not a manager or supervisor, you know? And even if you are, they'll take certain people's side at a lower level, cashiers or department. But, you know, most of the time you're a number if you're female or a cashier. You're not a supervisor or manager. But they do take lower level side if you're predominantly if you're white. But anyway, they did that with me, and that's the part they're not telling. With a lot more. And you know, my mom was saying, "Oh, I don't think that was the first time," and I thought it was the first time they made that post. An employee at Home Depot, and or was it a guy? I think his name was Donald or Don. It might have been a guy named Donald. Maybe it's a female named Donald Trump. Maybe they call her Dawn for short. You know, like Dawn dishwashing liquid. Donald. I don't know. I don't remember. It sounds like a female. I don't know. But anyway, and I heard their daughter, they're also involved in media. I don't know about now, but they're also involved too in harassment. Like one of them knew a guy named Jonathan Melton, because I looked on the friends list on Facebook. He's a criminal who set me up, who helped them set me up for a hit and run to try and scare. All as a scare tactic. Why would they do that when they knew it wasn't me? They can't bring charges against me, take me to court. All just to try and make me think that and try and scare a person. Like, "Oh, we're going to take you to court and frame you for this." Back up, back up. It's not that we won't, not that they wouldn't, it's because they couldn't. But if they could have framed me, they would have. They framed me for a hit and run. That's a later story. And it was they said it was on the same night that Shanda the pig, went on maternity leave that same exact day. I think it was February 6th of 2017. The day she left for maternity leave, they lied and framed me for a hit and run with some guy named Jonathan Melton. And he went to Northside with one of this Donald, a supervisor at Home Depot. One of them has a daughter, I think, or it might be a son. It could be a daughter, though, that works in media, or worked, I don't know about now. And that daughter, or maybe it's a son, they know this Jonathan Melton, because I went on the friends list. And this guy, please come forward, he probably won't. He set me up and lied about everything. They want to let me know that, hey, yeah, this is the type of stuff where, you know, we know your car and everything, and you know, and we can get away with lying about this. The cop told me that he somehow was driving almost 3 months later. Surprise! Saw my car in the Walmart parking lot, and then saw me inside, and then I kind of gasped, and I turned around. And I started walking away really quickly. That was the story. I told the cop none of that happened. I go, "Look, these Home Depot managers, I go, all of them. I was like, they know what kind of car I drive. They know I work here. I go, they're setting me up. I go, that guy knows them, you know. And I go, and why? And the cop said, that's a good point. I go, why would I do a hit and run? And then 3 months later, all of a sudden he sees it. It's because 3 months later, that's the day I came back when I was so depressed back then. I had hidden or deactivated my other Facebook profile because I was depressed. And the day I reactivated it was nearly 3 months later, and April 25th. So the supposed lying hit and run on February 6th, Shanda goes on maternity leave that same night. And then April 21st is when I reactivated, April 25th is when I reactivated my Facebook profile after hiding being depressed for 3 months. I think in January I had deactivated it. April 25th, I reactivated it and made it public. And then I saw the date of that guy's, when he filed, that criminal, Jonathan Melton, when he filed, like almost 2 months later, he files the hit and run, not February 6th. And the date of it was, ta-da, drumroll, April 25th. Matt, the manager, that was his idea, along with maybe a Donald Trump, Donald, might be female, male, and along, not just those two, with Stacy and all the other supervisors there. It's not just those two. And Matt's the main one, the one who sexually harassed me, the one who's in Auburn now. It's his idea, like, he's so jealous, like, that bitch came back online and she's not even contacting me, that type of attitude. You know what? Send this bitch to jail. And then they all concocted that plan. You know? It's like, why'd they do it in February? They were obviously planning it, but when they're planning it to use it some other time. But then Matt got so mad when he saw my profile was up, and of course I had blocked him too. We were never on each other's friends list. I just didn't want him to see me, find me, or see anything, and I wanted everyone else to but him. So it made him mad, and it worked. It worked to such a point he did criminal, homicidal things, illegal things, along with the rest of them. And he told him, that bitch reactivated her profile. She blocked me. I'm sure they told him that because he couldn't find me. And then that Jonathan Milton, he tells that Donald or Don Trump, who might be female, I don't know, you know, maybe it's a male, female, you know, that manager, supervisor, Home Depot, they tell him, hey, and then she tells her daughter, or it might be a son, or she tells her daughter, or might be a son, and you know, that works in media, that, hey, get your criminal friend and set this bitch Naughty up for a hit and run. Because the date, that's not a coincidence. I reactivated my profile April 25th. The date he complained about the hit and run, where he said he saw me, he filed a police report against me, April 25th. And I saw the postmark on it said from the Fort Wayne Police Department. Yeah, the vehicular department. They mailed it the same day. It said April 25th, the stamp. I was like, see, and it was one day. I was like, see, it's not coincidence. And yeah, so anyway, okay, so that's a whole completely different story. And yeah, I'm just showing you how mentally obsessed they are, to the point of where they try and convict us for crimes, you know. And they said they had a video of me doing a hit and run. Why am I not in jail? That wasn't me. That was probably Donald's daughter. I mean, or son with the hair posing as a woman. I mean, it doesn't look like me. But yeah, they said, the police said that they had a video of me doing the hit and run. I'm like, and that police station marathon with that crazy guy Almer, it was his footage. Big surprise. He hates me. He viciously verbally attacked me, saying, get the hell out of my, never come. Because I wouldn't flirt with him and be overly friendly with him, you know. And he got so mad. He goes, I'll ring up your shit and get you the hell out of here. And then I didn't say anything, or I said, leave me alone when I opened the door. Yeah. And I said, I'm calling the police if you don't stop following me. He goes, call the police, call. That was a couple years earlier. And then when I got my car and when I backed out, he starts walking out the doors when I'm in my car. And then when I'm backing it out, he's walking angry, stomping. And I thought, as he burned at the back of my car. And he's stomping angrily at the back of my car. And he kept walking, and I slowly drove off. And then when I was out in the traffic, this is around 2 or 3 in the morning, the light was red, and I happened to look over to my left, there's no traffic. He was outside snarling and sitting on the ice box with his legs dangling. I was like, oh my God, that guy helped him with the video. Forged some type of video. And I think he's still there. His name is Amr. He's the Sri Lankan guy. He's gotten really fat and has like a white beard. He was even at Walmart trying to make my job hard. I didn't recognize him at first. I was like, oh, he had some other guy with him. They're trying to give me problems with change and stuff. And I was like, oh, that was him. I didn't recognize him at first. He's so fat and has a gray beard. Anyway. But yeah, it's Amr at the marathon on Stellhorn. It's right off of Stellhorn and Trier. It's right off of Stellhorn. It's right across from the Walgreens, across from Target. It's right across from Maplewood Plaza on Stellhorn, that marathon. And it's like right next to the Burger King. Right across from the Chase Bank, that marathon on Stellhorn Road. Anyway, that crazy gas station. They even rejected my credit card. So I wonder how they'd feel if they were all doing that. Kept saying like 5-6 times out in the cold, oh, we don't take credit cards. They kept purposely rejecting my credit card. That's a whole other story. And yeah. And then when I was debating on going to another pump, finally it took my credit card. And this is when I didn't post it. See, they treated me worse when they knew they could get away with it. Because I'm too nice. And, okay, so anyway. Okay, went way off track. I'll do videos, surprisingly, at another time for those. More details on those. Anyway, so yeah, that happened. They kept screaming, yelling, and then they were talking back to the checkout at this other place today. We're back, fast forward up to today. Yeah, so she was, I let her set the appointments, because they're gonna tell them anyway. And I really just don't want to call from home, you know, now that I know that it's gonna be told anyway, because I'm gonna tell them going out anyway. So yeah, so I'll let you know on the day it happens, just to pedo. Anyway, or I might not go back out there, you know. Maybe I'm going back, maybe I'm not. Then we're doing a bunch of paperwork. I'll let you know definitely if I am or if I'm not. But anyway, I go anyway. So then they start screaming. Yeah, back to that girl who's saying, yeah, just pretend. Yeah, just pretend. Just really rude, disrespectful things, immoral, unprofessional, unethical things. Stuff that they would never do to other customers. Like I said, they would walk out and leave. They're like, yeah, and then they're talking about it going to Italy. Where are you from? Are you from another country? All right, I'm from Italy too. And then they're quiet and staring at me to let me know, foreshadowing that, hey, we're gonna say Pakistan racially harass you or something, or India, wherever the hell you're from. And they got quiet and looked at me. And then they kept stomping, screaming, but every time, only when I asked a question and only when the lady was talking to me, which was most of the time. And hey, do that to them if you haven't already, and their kids, and you know, everyone else around. And then when I went outside, all the parking spaces were empty. That could have been a coincidence, I don't know. I mean, but yeah, all of it. So they're taking up parking spaces, which I was told when they're not patients, that's illegal and that's grounds for termination. Because I was told if they're taking up spots and you know, for real patients, I mean, and patrons and, you know, customers, you can't do that anywhere. They're taking up wheelchairs and handicap. They're taking up handicap parking spaces, even at grocery stores. You know, they're not even handicap or anything. But anyway, all empty. And then they're screaming outside in the park. They're still out there. I was debating on going into the pastry. But I thought, nah, I don't want to ruin my diet. Don't let this moment. Sometimes I get happy and excited and I emotionally eat. We all do that, but I control it a lot more. If I do eat a lot, I'll eat a bunch of diet food before I'd go to fast food. I don't want to go back to those dark days again. That habit. I was like, no. I already broke the habit of celebrating eating with junk food. Now I do it with like fat-free popcorn or yogurt or something. Or a bunch of boxes of diet food, you know. Anyway, so yeah. You know, I was crying when I got home. You know, I have asthma. I was choking, spit. I could barely breathe. I just barely made it back on, you know. You know, I look terrible. And yeah, so yeah, every time this happens, I come home and I cry, and I have to calm down and then come on camera, you know. Even when I'm crying and I come on camera, I was crying. It means I was crying a lot before, you know. So yeah, complain, treat them like I mean, I know you guys are, but yeah, just please complain on my behalf. You see how they're blackmailing me and others, you know. Well, I don't want to wait. I don't have the time or the patience or the desire to wait and see if another business will not terminate me for another reason down the road for something else. I could, but I don't want to. I mean, by then everything will be mangled and misaligned and out of shape. And I don't want to do that. I don't have the time or desire to. Because I can have the same effects putting certain things on the back burner. You know. Because I'll have the same effect, shock effect on them. Nothing on me. But yeah, I don't have the time or energy to go around and see. Even if I knew another business wouldn't fire me, I wouldn't go there because I'm already at another one. I just don't feel like moving. I'm too lazy. I don't want to get up off of one. This is how it feels. I don't want to get up off of one couch when I'm warm and cozy and go off to another. Even if I knew that that place wouldn't terminate me for whatever reason, whatever business it would be. No, I just don't want to go and look around. Because it's just a chore to me. I don't know. I don't have the brains for it. As much as patience no. You know. Now that we know, I mean, I still don't know. I don't have an answer on that yet. I don't know if that's legal for you know, that other business to fire you know, a sales associate or a firefighter or a customer for saying or writing things they don't like, you know, because I've been told other things. And please also complain, and I did too, and I will continue to. The other thing, another quick thing, complain about Dr. Keith Harrison from Harrison Dental, because I was told he's going to get in trouble. So please, let's shoot it up faster. Let's make it torpedo rocket to outer space tonight. He lied and said, oh, he's firing me because of many canceled appointments. First of all, we didn't have many canceled appointments. Second of all, I never canceled any appointments. I made it to 2 of them. And this lady I talked to, she said, it sounds like he just didn't want to deal with it. She said, no, there's a leeway. I said, okay. I said, I was late 10 minutes one time and maybe 3 minutes the other. I go, but there are a lot of traffic jams, roadblocks. And I said, plus I go, I left an hour early and it's just a good 20-25 minute drive. So that's how prepared I was. And I was still a few minutes late. And she said, no, she said, I think it's like 15 minutes. And then, she said, I don't think he was mad because, she said, doctors don't get mad at that stuff. She said, there's like a 15-minute type of waiting thing. She said, I don't even think a doctor would get mad at that. But she said, if it's 4 minutes or 10 minutes, she said, no, it's not that, you know. Because I was asking, do they get, like, I don't think someone would get, because I've been late before by accident because I've gotten lost. But then I could have my cell phone. See, I don't carry any devices with me either, so. And they might have looked me up. I'm guessing that manager, because I made my appointment at Harrison Dental. We're going back in time, like what is it? What exactly? Like a little less than a month ago, or no, over a month ago, because it was 2 weeks before I made it out there. I think also because it seems like someone got to them and told them bad things about me before the first time I went, before my first appointment. Rewind back at Harrison Dental. And I made my appointment with them in late July. And they treated me all badly the first day, like I said. And now that I remember, I didn't pay attention. This is when I didn't know. I didn't see any stalkers out there. All the parking lot spaces are filled. I thought, okay, maybe he's busy. But no one at the time was in there. That's what they do. They'll take up all the parking spaces. And in the beginning, sometimes they won't have anyone in there. Just to say, for the sake, oh, that we did it. Yeah, but you get in trouble later. They're taking up parking spots for real patients. And only one, that's what they do. Only one will be open. See, they're showing how desperate they are. Like, if we leave you one open that we're not supposed to do anyway, you won't tell on us, will you? Yeah, I did anyway. I'm like, save me the spot 2 miles away. I'd rather park in the back and walk in a fucking blizzard than ever keep quiet. I'd rather walk in a blizzard 2 miles away, worst parking spot, and post and rat on you than not rat on you and get a front parking spot, which I'm supposed to get anyway, because you're not supposed to be doing it. That's the thing. You can't do it. I always can. Not just because I said it, because you really can't. You bring in someone's race or your opinions into the workplace, now we're going to go through your workplace violations. Don't you dare bring in your personal problems or personal racism, prejudices into the workplace, because this is how we get even. Because now they get in trouble. I mean, insurance fraud there. Anyway, I think that manager, I think her name might be Deb. I think her or some employee there, now I just recently learned that they Google patients before we come out. I think they Google, because I was like, Home Depot and Walmart and Discuss Neighbors had no idea I contacted her before I went out there the first time. And before I went out there the first time, they were acting mean, hitting, rude, just like when I told you. And a stalker might have come in during the appointment like that, but then I was like, wait a second. Now that I learned that they spy on people, employees, they Google patients, I was like, I think I know what happened. And I think that may have happened at Busick. Because remember I said every single car in the parking lot was full except for one? And I was like, how did they know I was coming? Another way, like I said, could have been done with the license plate notifications, but I go by logic. People, I've been told they do it by digital. I was like, yeah, okay, well, they couldn't have tracked me online. And I was like, saw that no, I remember I shut off the JavaScript and blocked the cookies because I want to see what would happen when I went out there. Because then I could tell myself, okay, there's no way they could track me, even from Facebook, somehow. They can't, but I just like to double check, because I'm not clear on the tracking with the ads and stuff. But anyway, I shut off JavaScript, and that's when I called Busick, like a couple months ago for an appointment. The first time I went there. And all of a sudden, all the parking, and I thought, okay, they could have done that. Maybe I'm still right. Maybe it wasn't the receptionist at Busick, but I go by, people say, by logic, people say you get tracked and spied on digitally. That's how gang beggars, gang fuckers, gang stalkers do it. And I was like, well, they could have done, through Nextdoor home security cameras, they get a ping of your license plate. So I was thinking, okay, they thought she's not going to Angela Becker's. She's driving past. Oh, maybe she's going to Fort Wayne Dentist when they stalked me there a couple years ago. Maybe they didn't know I was going to the orthodontist, Busick. Maybe they thought I was going to Fort Wayne Dentist, because Fort Wayne Dentist and Busick, those two buildings are collide. They're connected. And, or maybe they didn't know I was going to Fort Wayne Dentist. Because back then I didn't have any internet. I didn't have any social media profiles, and I was wearing my glass. I was covered in Faraday, and there were parking spaces that were open. So I don't know. But an hour later they got really loud and stuff. And I know, I think the lady in the next area, the hygienist, my eyes were closed. But I don't know if she kept the curtain open between us. Again, another rude, disrespectful thing people consider. I don't care, but I think other patients would have considered, like, to make sure I knew that they were contacted by Home Depot, Walmart, and the Scuzz neighbors. Because I did get a letter in the mail, paperwork to fill out for Fort Wayne Dentist like 2 years ago, and I went 2-3 years ago when I went there. And again, UPS, USPS, FedEx, they're all spies. A lot of times FedEx FedEx and UPS, they used to track me a lot more when they were hacked on my phone. They could follow me on the map like a ball in the dot, and, they're being told, hey, watch your mail. And easily the mailman could have told, hey, she got a letter from Fort Wayne Dentist, and they could have known that way. Since there's no way on the internet, because I didn't have it back then a couple years ago, or any social media profile. But I'm not sure. But an hour later, all of a sudden, that's what they do. They'll get louder and louder. And, or it could have been a coincidence, because I compare it to non-stalking. I'm like, yeah, has this happened before? Yeah, it has. But I don't know, my eyes were closed. I felt, and this lady, a tech, was talking to my tech. This is at Fort Wayne Dentist 2 years ago, while she's working on me. But that tech seemed like she had no idea what was going on, or she's a damn good actress. She didn't look like she knew. So that, I could be wrong. But I don't know. And, but my point is even if they didn't know I went to Fort Wayne Dentist, they had to have known I was going to next door Busick, because it would have to be the receptionist, because all those parking spaces were full in both places. And at first, before I realized employees could Google us, I thought, well, they don't know what's going on. Maybe the stalkers didn't contact them. They just filled up the parking lot, and the employees had no idea. But now I realize, okay, with Harrison, with this place, because at other places in the beginning, now they changed their tactic. They used to fill up every parking space at nearby businesses, and the business I was going to be completely empty. And then I started telling people about that. So now they're embarrassed and stupefucked and feel stupid. And so now they changed their tactic. Now they're filling up every parking space everywhere except for one. And my guess is Deb from Harrison, or some employee from Harrison Dental, and that receptionist from Busick, or some employee from Busick. I only talked to her. Or maybe somebody saw me on the schedule, a nurse or a hygienist. I don't know. Somebody, my guess is a receptionist from Busick, and then the manager from Harrison Dental. They Googled me before I came out there, and that's how, in less than 24 hours later, Busick, that's how all those parking spaces are filled. Unless that didn't happen. They didn't Google me. Well, Busick didn't Google me, but Harrison Dental definitely did. And they got pinged, notified the stalkers, like when your car drives by. And I've heard it can see up to sense or see letters up to 100 or 500 feet away. That seems more or less impossible. I feel like, yeah, more believable technology would be that receptionist at Busick. But I was thinking maybe they're getting pinged, notified, and they were acting like they knew where I was going, but they didn't. Because they had the couple walking in the middle of the street right before I turned left. That's why they were doing it. Because they knew they were in the way, but Nadia doesn't have to pass us. We don't have to move in the middle of the road, because she has to turn left before she drives past us, and she doesn't need to drive past us. That's what they were doing. But I don't know. I still feel like maybe they didn't know, and they're pretending to act like that's still possible, because they're like, oh, a notification. She passed Angela Becker. Oh, she must be going back to Fort Wayne Dentist, if that's what happened, if they knew a couple. I know it sounds all confusing and overwhelming, but Yeah, I'm just putting it out there. So you people can help figure out. And I want you to see how nuts and crazy they are. And yeah, so my point is see, don't trust these medical offices or any other business that you make an appointment with, because they can Google us and they can contact people who hate you. And instead of, again, they make the decision, they can do that. And in my case, it's both. Um, the stalker stalks me all the way out there when I go in person. But when they don't know, they get mad and they're thinking that bitch, like from Harrison Dental. Question them, complain about it. Call your insurance. Say they do that with you too. Say they're Googling you. They're finding out, so they're trying to use your life against you because they're petty, jealous women. They know that they couldn't be friends with women that look like us, something like that. They weren't popular in high school. They were obese. They were, unpopular, nerdy. They couldn't bed the football, but they were picked on. They say these types of people are all picked on in high school. They're made fun of. People, I've been told lots of times, sounds like the people who are bothering you, bullying you. It sounds like people like this. They get picked on in high school themselves. Exactly, and they look like it too. Most of them, actually, they all do. Even the skinny ones look like. It's not just about weight, but that's what's happening. And yeah, so better stop this before he's deleted. But yeah, so trying to think, did I forget anything? Oh, and I saw like 3 cop cars on the way home. I think they're trying to show me that, hey, we're not here to help you. We're against you. I think they're affiliated with Home Depot, Walmart, or Scuzz. No, not the Scuzz neighbor, like Home Depot or Walmart. Maybe they're one of the Scuzz neighbors, but it's like, well, why aren't you in the parking lot arresting people when I go there? You must know where I'm going. Why aren't you in the parking lot saying, hey, get out of here, or telling the businesses, hey, we don't want this here? Or why aren't you having you shooting a shot up in the air, telling the stalker, hey, get out of here? They're always there on my way home. Like, I think on East State Boulevard, maybe after Spy Run Out, around there I saw. And then on my way home. And then closer on Stellhorn Road. Yeah, on Stellhorn and Maple Crest, another cop car. It's all today. Yeah, I was on East State Boulevard and Stellhorn. And so it was on my way home. Probably around, I don't know, 12:31. No, maybe 12:30, between 12:30 1:30, I don't know. I'm bad with time, but yeah, that's what happened. So now we know how they're doing it. They still can't track me, nothing. My point is they had no idea about Busick because they didn't know I wanted that service. Now they know what kind of service Nadia wants. It's changed a little. Now they know what kind. That's why in the beginning I don't post anything, because I'm like, well, they don't know where I'm going the very first time or what service I need, and I want to see how they're doing it. And thank God I didn't say, because that helped me narrow it down. Those 2 things, they help me realize the staff is doing it when they Google us, and number 2, stalkers, when they know you're fired from somewhere, you don't need the they don't even know if we're going to go out again. They don't even know if we still want the service, but they're waiting, they're guessing. And then they go to all other businesses that service the same type of service. And then they lurk in those parking lots, and they've been that taught me, that showed me how crazy and awesome they are at the same time, and how special I must be, or damn am. And I feel like I'm on a cloud floating above them in a throne. I'm above all of them, eating grapes and like a golden red velvet throne. I don't eat grapes. I don't hate them, but that's just something there's like a food you don't eat, like seeds or something. Anyway, so yeah, cop cars. And okay, so yeah, I'll add something later. I would totally do this video over again. Okay, so I am Lips of Flame, and I report all the sheds of Fort Wayne City. Dastardly, nasty, dirty, evil, shady, scummy, criminalistic, underhanded, sneaky business dealings by other businesses here in Fort Wayne. And I will not be silenced. I want to know when. I want to know why. I want to know how. I want to know who. I want to know what. But most of all, I want to know why. Ah!